Well, this has certainly not been any ordinary year, and certainly can be said about the real estate market as well. Put together some information for you, and I was really specific when I was putting this information together because I wanted to get a true picture of what's happening in the real estate market. And I think uh, you may find some of this surprising. I know I certainly did. So let's get right in and check it out. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the information I've put together for you. Okay, first the parameters. What I did in order to get a real true picture of what's happening in the real estate market is I looked at only residential detached homes. In other words, I didn't include condos, townhomes, mobile homes, just detached homes. And this way, when I measure from month to month, it gives me a true picture of what's happening in the real estate market in the geographic area that I chose to look at. Speaking of the geographic area that I chose to look at, one thing I excluded is the beach communities and some of the very high-end communities. So the geographic area I chose is where most of the homes are selling, and it does exclude some of the high-end luxury homes. I think the highest home value that I saw in the data that I put together was 1.2 million. So most of the homes are priced between $480,000 and $1.2 million. And we'll get into the average prices in just a moment. But and then as far as the date range, I went back 12 full months and also took a good look at what's happening so far this month in the month of May. So that's just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. So I just really wanted it to be the majority of the homes and the folks that I've been working with are going to be in this price range and this geographic area that I chose. It's a very large area too. So we're going to look at the number of homes that actually listed for sale, and then the number of homes that actually sold. And that will give us a good idea of the supply and demand, and also the failure rate. There's always a number of homes that do list for sale and fail to sell. And that's in any market. We see that, and it's always for usually the same reasons. And I'm happy to talk about that too at any time. We're also going to take a look at the average list price, average sale price, and days on market. So first, let's take a look at the inventory, supply and demand. Inventory has been low. This year it's been very, very low. And you might think initially that is because the COVID virus. And I certainly was thinking that when I first started putting this information together. But what I realized as I was going back in time is that the inventory was low compared to last year. The last quarter of last year, I think from about September through the end of the year, and then the first couple of months of January and February of 2020, inventory was already down 15% compared to the same time last year. Now we go forward a couple more months, March, April, and so far into May, and the inventories now, it's about 20%, 15 to 20% down from last year. But keep in mind, it was already down 15%. So the COVID virus really hasn't had a huge effect on the number of homes listed for sale. But the fact that we're down in inventory is a big factor. And we'll talk about that in just a moment too. So inventory has been low. On the other side, as far as the demand goes, the number of homes selling has been very steady. It's been steady. If you look at this graph, at the blue line on the bottom, the number of homes that have been selling has been pretty consistent going back for a full year. And I think a big reason for that is the fact that we have extraordinarily good interest rates. Right now, the rates are phenomenal, the best I think I can ever remember, which gives a lot of opportunities. If you want to talk about refinancing or purchasing a home sometime and securing these great rates, give me a call anytime. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. But keep in mind, the extraordinary rates are, the lower the rate is, the lower your monthly payment can be moving forward. So it's a big motivating factor for the people that wanted to buy. Now, of course, with all of the change we're seeing with people out of work right now or having hours cut back, that's a big factor too. So the buyer pool has actually shrunk, but still has not affected the high demand for homes. And you coupled with the low inventory, and I don't think that's going to be a big surprise when you see the average home prices. As far as the sellers go, we started seeing that slow down in June. June, July, August. In fact, every month last year, the inventory has been decreasing, except I think 1 month. So as we're seeing supplies go down and the demand stay high, we're seeing the average prices look like this. Take a look at that graph. We actually looked at a pretty flat average home sale price last year. And if this is, from May through December, the average home price actually ended the year lower than it was in the spring of last year. First time I can say I've seen that. And the first time I've seen such a small margin of prices going up or down in about 20 years. So that was 2019. That came straight into January and February of this year. And, right about then, March is when the coronavirus became a household name, and we started making big changes. Here in California, we had a mandatory shelter in place. And at the same time, as I expected to see the number of homes selling actually decrease, we've seen them continue to be very strong, and the prices are going up. I've seen a lot of multiple offers on homes listed for sale. When a home is listed properly, marketed properly, we're seeing multiple offers. So it's a very strong, high demand for homes. And as a result, you can see what happened in March. 677,000 was the average price, going up to 726 in April. So far this month of May, I'm seeing prices right in between that 677 and 726 as an average. So I think that we're probably going to see the prices kind of plateau at about where they are right now, at least for the short-term future. Long-term future, nobody knows. I mean, let's be honest, nobody knows. I've talked to a lot of people in the industry, and the predictions are all over the map. I would like to make a prediction for you today, but I know it's going to change tomorrow, so I'm going to refrain myself from actually making a prediction. But always love to talk about real estate. If you're considering buying or selling, give me a call, and we can talk about that, and I'll let you know exactly what I think, given the most current information. So right here, we're looking at the days on market, and that's a big indicator of what's happening. Not a big surprise that the number of days on market has gone down consistently. Last year we saw them between 20 and 28 days, a very, very brisk market. We've become spoiled, I think, in the industry to where when we get to over 3 weeks on the market, we start to get worried. But, keep in mind that I think historically, 30, 60 days, 90 days is not unreasonable to market a home that long. So it shows that we've had a very strong market going back a full 12 years, but April, 11 days on market. That is crazy. Right now, I think so far this month, we're still around 15, which is a really brisk market. So that's what I wanted to share with you. In addition to that, there's something I want to share with you that's really important. The forbearance. The government has given people the opportunity, if you've lost your job, you've had your income affected, you can actually avoid making a mortgage payment or making your rent without the fear of losing your home. This is going to affect your ability to purchase a home. So if you're looking at refinancing, if you're looking at buying a home in the next year or two, let's have a conversation about that and do your best to avoid that forbearance. So let's have a conversation about that. Please call me anytime you'd like to talk about real estate, and I'll keep you updated moving forward. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day and be safe.